This chair is bumping, baby. Hey everyone, Digital David here. We're mixing it up a little bit today. We're on a field trip because I have a very large item behind me that we're gonna be checking out today. This is the Cooler Master. This is their Synk X. Synk X. It is an immersive haptic chair in ultra black is the color that we have here. They did send me this sample. If you're interested in this product or you want to find out more about it, the link to it will be in the video description. But take a look at this thing. It is massive, massive, massive right there behind me. This is going to be a really neat immersive gaming chair. So let's go ahead, let's open it up and see what's inside. All right, here's a look at all the contents. You'll see both halves of the chair right here. There's the top, the bottom, our base with its support, and our 5 caster wheels, hardware kit, user guide and manual, very detailed and thorough, walking you through everything you need to know from setup and installation to usage instructions. There's our pillow, armrests, Bluetooth transceiver with some additional cables, and we have our charger right there. Now let's go ahead, let's get everything set up. All right, so we just got the chair built and I'm basking in the glory of it all. It actually was a lot easier to set up and assemble this chair than even some of the other Cooler Master chairs that I've reviewed in the past. So that was a nice victory there. Basically put the 5 caster wheels on the chair. Then you're gonna go ahead, you're gonna attach both of the base piece and the top piece together, and then you'll add the armrest, and then you'll put everything on top of the caster wheels. And it took probably about 10 minutes, just depends how quickly you're focused on everything, but not bad at all. So now let's go ahead and let's look at the chair. All right, there's a look at the fully assembled chair, and we have it reclined all the way back. I wanted you to get a feel for that. We'll go over all the positioning here, but there it is. Looks great. So let's start at the top. We have our removable pillow. So you'll see that. We got the Cooler Master logo and branding with that fabric and pattern going all throughout the rest of the chair. Let's go make our adjustment. So you'll see it reclined all the way back here. And now we'll go ahead, we'll recline it all the way forward. And there's your look at the chair reclined all the way forward. Now let's talk about the armrests. You'll see we have a button right here to make adjustments on them. We can basically pivot them in or out. So take a look at the max position that way and the max position the other way. Same for this one, right? So we can turn those out or in, or we can land somewhere, again, in between, just depending on what's most comfortable to you. The armrest height is adjustable as well. You have the lowest height setting, the maximum height setting, or you can land somewhere in between. Moving further along, you'll see our lift button here. So this is how we can adjust the height of the chair. Currently, we have the chair all the way down. Now let's bring it up. Now we have the chair all the way up. On the other side of the chair, that's where you're gonna find the tilt button to adjust the back. Looking at the front, we have our built-in footrest. So let's pull that out. We actually have 2 positions here. So there's going to be the first option, and then you'll see we can pull it out and have the second position there. So second position, first position, and then if we scoot it towards us, we can push everything back in. So we'll try to pull it out here with one hand. There's the second, first, and right back in. And last but not least, we have our full control hub here. That's what I'm calling it, where we have our charging connector hookup. It takes about 6 hours to charge. You get 4 hours of battery life. Then we have our auxiliary input right there, our pairing button. We have our mode selection between these 3 options. You can get your own extra 5.8 gig transceiver if you want with low latency. Then we have our headphone jack. We have our master volume and vibration buttons there, followed by our ARGB and our power button. So everything's easy to control and configure however you want. In the box, they also include this Bluetooth transceiver right here. That'll be very helpful to you if there's a device that you want to connect to the chair that doesn't support Bluetooth. Maybe you don't want to run a long auxiliary cable to the chair. You want to have that wire-free connection. That's where this little guy is going to come in. All right, so I'm sitting in the chair. Let's go over all of those features again now that you can see a 5'9", 150-pound male sitting in the chair and get a feel for how you might fit in this. During the setup process, I adjusted these. You can make adjustments. You can have these go further out if you need additional space here. I wanted them as close as possible. On those armrests, you'll see we have the ability to adjust the height too. Lowest height setting, maximum height setting, or we can land somewhere in between. Don't forget, they go out and in, as you're seeing right there. Now let's go ahead and we can adjust this chair all the way down. Whoop, there we go. There's that lowest height setting. And then we can bring it all the way back up. And then on this side, we can adjust the back rest. So there we go. And then we can bring it all the way down there if we want to activate that nap mode. Or again, you can just set it anywhere in between. You'll see that it's able to adjust accordingly. And then just lock it in at the position that you want. So that's pretty cool, really easy to make the adjustments in seat. Now let me flip it around so we can look at the RGB. Pressing the RGB button on the chair cycles through multiple color options. First up we have red, then purple, green, blue, rainbow 1, rainbow 2, and off. I mean, look at how good that RGB looks. Beautiful and bright. Don't forget about the built-in leg rest as well, so let's pull that out. You'll see our first position here. Look at that. So we have nice support. Again, just get comfortable, settled into your chair. And then you'll see we have that second position as it comes out right there. It's going to bring your legs higher up on the chair. And again, very easy. Just push that back in if you want to go there. And then don't forget, you could really fine-tune this. You could just bring it a little bit out if you wanted. Right? Just what support are you looking for from the chair? And then it easily slides right back underneath, out of your way. So now the only thing left to do is to try it out. All right, so yeah, this thing is shaking me to my core. Now we have it on the max setting, but I even feel like my voice vibrating as I'm talking to the camera in this chair. So again, you can turn that down, but depending on what you're playing or doing with this, pretty impressive. So you can kind of mute it, just have a faint, or you can go all the way. It's vibrating, shaking the chair, maybe the surroundings, but it's really up to you. So if you want to maybe get a good jump scare in and have that feedback in the chair, there you go. Listen to some music. Obviously, if you're playing any games, you want to be immersed in that shooting environment or just whatever scenario you're in. That's where a chair like this is going to give you that, next level experience, where you're not going to get it with just your typical gaming chair. So the best way to show you the chair in action is actually to put a bowl of water on it. Look at that. So we have basically our vibration motor, I don't know what you want to call it, our haptics down here, and we have one right here at our lower back. So you can get a feel depending on the music you're listening to, the movies you're watching, the games you're playing. You'll see all of that in action right here. It's actually sliding it down the chair too. That's how hard hitting it is. It's really moving that along. So let's see that in action. We'll continue to watch it to get a feel for what you're feeling when you're sitting in the chair. Look at that. This chair is bumping, baby. Now I want to show you how the chair rolls. This is probably the biggest thing I'd like to see changed with this chair. So currently we have it on carpet. Watch as we push it forward and backward. It takes a second to get going, and then it just feels like there's a little bit of resistance still. The wheels don't lock, so it's not anything like that. I think it's more due to just the sheer weight of this chair. It'll roll much better on a hard, flat surface. You'll see it moving across the floor right here. So a lot less resistance for these wheels. So if you don't have a mat for your chair or a hard solid base, you would be best inclined to get one. I'm sitting in it now, and it's gonna roll a lot better. So again, if you're on the carpets though, this chair is heavy, and then add your weight into it, it's just not gonna roll very well, at least with the wheels that they currently provide. So after using this chair, what are my final thoughts? What do you need to know about this? Well, a couple things we can go over. First is it was way easier to set up than I thought, and it's fairly easy and intuitive to use the built-in audio interface to get exactly what you need. You can connect your Bluetooth device, you could just plug in a wire and go old school hardwired. They give you that Bluetooth transmitter if you want to use that with one of your devices that maybe isn't Bluetooth compatible, which is nice. And they also have a low latency option. That's an extra accessory you can get. I've not tried that. That'd probably be for more of your professional gamers out there, maybe streamers, people along those lines that need to have that low latency. For the casual person, probably not going to use it. But this chair is very niche. I don't think the average person will be buying this chair if you're just looking for a gaming chair. This is going to take your setup to the next level. It's going to be for a particular person that just wants to experience gaming in a different way, and maybe you spend a pretty, substantial amount of time at your computer. So 4-hour battery life should get you through a couple hours of your favorite campaign. I think you'll appreciate having those haptics just to give you, like I said, that more immersive experience. Is it going to replace VR or anything like that? No, but it's just going to supplement the experience you're already having. So that's really where I think this chair will excel for somebody. The RGB is beautiful. It is so bright. They did a fantastic job, but it's kind of a tease because you're sitting gaming and the RGB's lit up behind you. So unless you're not using the chair and just want to have that on, it's a cool feature, but you're not going to notice it while you're gaming. So I wish we had some RGB on the armrests or maybe on the bottom base that we're sitting on. Something like that would be cool to see added in the future because it's really a nice aesthetic to the chair. But easy to connect, Bluetooth, or you can just use a hard wire. You got your two knobs to adjust the vibrations and the haptics, and to adjust your master volume. So they did a good job there. Really thoughtful, giving us that little Bluetooth transmitter if you have a device that you want to connect via Bluetooth that isn't. And they have that low latency accessory you could get if you're sensitive to that or that's something you need with your setup. So it appears they've really thought of everything, but there are a couple things I'd still like to see improved. The first one is the wheels. If you're on carpet, it will work. It's just not going to be as rolly and as effortless as probably what you're used to with your current gaming chair or setup. Hard surfaces will be a lot better, but this chair is still heavy, not even factoring in your own weight. So it's just not going to be as fluid as your traditional chairs would be. Second thing is, I wish there was a way to not have to have a headset necessarily to use this. It would be cool if you had maybe some built-in speakers in the headrest. I know that's going to continue to increase the price point, but that would be something that I'd like to see added to this in the future. Some more RGB that we can actually enjoy while we're gaming, and to give us the option to have some built-in speakers would be really, really cool. Maybe even a massage mode. If you already got some of the haptics in there, can you add a couple more that could actually make this not only, for gaming, but maybe even just more for recreation? Take advantage of some of that and give us some multi-use and functionality out of the chair. All right, so you can't get rid of me that easily. I have a couple more things I want to say. I'm just not sure how clear I was. So the perfect user for this chair is going to be somebody that's just sitting at their desk. They can plug their computer audio right into the chair and then connect their headset by wire right into the chair. That's going to be who's going to love this chair and not have any issues. Also, if you like to game on your phone, connect your phone via Bluetooth to the chair and wear a wired headset, you also will really enjoy this chair. If you're trying to do some sort of combination of maybe you have your own wireless speakers or a nice computer sound system you want to use, and this chair, that's where it's going to start to fall apart. We can thank Windows for that too, but basically you got to find a way through like a third-party software application or diving deep into Windows settings to try to basically configure your output audio, one of it routing to the chair, so you want to figure out how you can do that, whether that's Bluetooth auxiliary, and then the other one routing to your speaker system. Maybe that's as simple as a splitter cable for you, but again, that's going to require a lot of wires. So keep that in mind. I wanted to mention that as well. That's where this really falls short, is not having those built-in speakers like I mentioned. That would make this way more useful in my opinion, or a way to easily route multiple sources or to split the audio so you have more success in a bunch of different environments. But again, if you want to pull right up to your desk, sit down in this chair, you got the wires connected from here and then from your computer and then your headset connected in, that's who's really going to thrive with a chair like this. If you have a more advanced setup, you're trying to do other things, it might be very difficult for you to integrate this chair into your setup.